Hey, it's future me here, and guess what? It's that time of year again. The calendar flips to January 1st, and we all get motivated to make changes and to do better. You're not alone. I decided now would be a good time for the next 50/50 ride. So I sketched out a 7-day, 500-mile loop around Central Florida from coast to coast. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, what's so hard about that? And why is that 50/50? I invite you to join me over the next several episodes, and I'll share with you all the adventures of this amazing loop around Central Florida. I found that over the years, learning how to maintain my own bikes has developed into a convenient personal hobby. For this ride, I felt that it would be a good time to refresh the sealant in my tubeless tires. And by the way, since the Cross Florida one-day ride, I decided to go from 42mm to 50mm tires this time to hopefully alleviate some of the problems I had with the deep sand in the Ocala National Forest. Of course, for me, a good rule of thumb is to give the bike a good wash and lubricate the drivetrain and cabling, and to ensure the shifting remains smooth. So the plan for day one is a 105-mile trip. But shortly after I get moving, I begin to see an error on my GoPro screen indicating that I had a dead battery. I have a charging stick for the GoPro, but for some reason when the battery died overnight, even after being fully charged the night before, the battery was not recharging. So I raced back to the house and picked up 2 extra GoPro batteries and an external charger to ensure that I would be fully functional throughout the trip. Well, Happy New Year. Good morning. It's a very brisk, chilly morning here in North Florida. Kicking off this ride around Central Florida, 500-mile loop. The goal today is to get to Gemini Springs. Hey, look, I'm out rolling just south of St Augustine Beach, just past Butler Beach. Kicked off a little late this morning, had a glitch with a GoPro battery, and you plan 99% and that 1% goes wrong, so it's all good. It's a first world problem, I get it. So back on the road and moving, and I have winds in my favor today. Very chilly, as you can see. For North Florida, it is January. It's not as cold here as it is in other parts of the country, so there's that, but it's chilly. Forecast for the entire week that I plan to be out is chilly. Some mornings are in the 30s when I wake up, so we'll look forward to those mornings. It'll be exciting to get this ride going and hope to get 105 miles on plan today, get to Gemini Springs. So looking forward to today and looking forward to this ride. Hey, look, I've learned that things happen, things are gonna happen. You plan it out, I had everything packed, and that battery just dead overnight. I think I had it plugged into the GoPro stick, and the stick wasn't charging the battery, and well, whatever the reason was, it was dead this morning. 100% overnight, dead this morning. Had to circle back a couple miles to get a couple more batteries, just for precaution. What do they say? 2 is 1, 1 is none. Always take 2. Thought I had the GoPro stick to keep me charged on the battery, but it wasn't charging it, so I circled back. All right, enough rambling about batteries. Let's focus on this ride. It's a beautiful day, even though it's chilly, and we'll get out, get some good footage today as we go down the coast. We're planning the ride St Augustine Beach down to Smyrna Beach, and then we turn right onto coast-to-coast trail, but should get some good footage along the beach here. Park this in the corner, or is that's lottery tickets?
You got a shop? You want me to put it over here?
I just gotta be here 5 minutes.
Okay.
You're amazing. amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ooh, that's heavy.
I'll put it right here.
All right, thanks. I'll be right back. All right, so we're getting ready to get a couple of things. Taking a little early lunch, and got my glasses are like digging into my nose. So I want to get some nose strips to tamp that down, and then which way in the world? I mean, you go into every Publix, so it's a little different each time, right? Let's get it even to go. I have this thing on the nose. It's haven't experienced before, but the glasses are kind of digging in, so some band-aids look kind of weird, but who cares? They didn't have nasal strips. I don't think that's gonna work. No, it's not gonna work. I don't know. Let's see. It's already a little better. Well, it's gonna look silly. Let's get a quick bite to eat and be on our way.
Another really cool area I like to ride is through Ormond and Daytona Beach. With a little creative search, you can find some bike-friendly segments that take you off the beaten path through coastal neighborhoods while providing breathtaking views of the Intercoastal Waterway.
Well, I found them. Breathe Right strips. At the Walgreens. Yay. And let's see how that works. Got refueled. I'm in South Daytona. But a little bit behind. It's 1 o'clock. About 4.5 hours of daylight left. I'm a little over halfway, so I'm gonna have to take a big chunk on this next step. It's all right. It's your journey. Let's make it happen.
By the way, Florida has tons of bike trails, and there are lots of resources published online through the Office of Greenways and Trails. One of the popular routes is the Coast to Coast Trail, and you can find numerous maps as well as current information for staying up to date on the construction status of trail segments.
Finally on the trail, the Coast to Coast Trail, kind of the north side of it. I entered at New Smyrna Beach. Wasn't able to give a lot of dialogue on the way down on 1 and A1A. It just gets real squirrely and dicey in there. If you know, you know. You gotta stay super vigilant, but had a pretty good tailwind most of the way down. So I'm at 71 miles now on the trail. It's peaceful. 2:15, I got 34 more miles to go. So definitely will get there before dark, which will be good. Get the camp set up. I also need to think about, there's a Publix about 4 miles from camp. So I'll probably stop there, load up for tomorrow, go in and make camp, make some dinner. Super glad you've joined this trip. It's a nice big loop. GPS says 434 to go. The GPS overall distance, 434 more miles to go. So we'll keep our eyes off of that metric for a while and do it 1 mile at a time. So some of you may be asking, like, why are you doing 105 miles the first day and then taking 7 days to do a 500-mile loop? I mean, I'm so glad you asked that question. You remember on the ride across Florida, I said it's not about how far you ride, it's how you ride far. Well, I knew the forecast, well, two things. One, the first day was paved. There's still 61 miles of this route that's unpaved through some pretty gnarly off-road, and the forecast was for a tailwind the first day. So again, we'll get a big chunk out of it the first day, but then it slows down, and the forecast next week when I make the turn, as I come right back into the wind, temperatures drop, northwest wind is gonna be there, gonna be cold, all the things. So you just gotta be patient. Like I learned in golf one time, you gotta take what the course gives you, and that's true in cycling. So it's super, super patient is the name of the game. So 94 miles in, first day, and got about an hour and a half left for darkness, and all is good, we're on time. This is just the witching hour for me. This is where it gets tiring. It's like, I wanna get to camp, still have to set up camp, still have to go to Publix, get provisions for tomorrow, all the things, right? All the winding things. But this is kind of what you sign up for in bikepacking, right? So it would be super easy, you know, in a race. It's not easy, that's not right. It's all a challenge. But in a race, the entry fee guarantees you all the nutrition on the course, safety on the course, and when you finish, they slap a medal around your neck and give you a blanket, send you on your way. And this is what I like about bikepacking. It's a self-designed course, and it's all the other things. You gotta bring your own aid stations with you. You gotta bring your own nutrition. You gotta bring your own lodging. You gotta set it up. You gotta make sure you have reservations, all the things. So it's good, it's all good. This is what I sign up for, but I know this about me. I know how I feel this time of day. I want to wind, and I want to just be there and be set up and start recovering for tomorrow. And because tomorrow is going to be another long day. Tomorrow we're going to get a substantial unpaved route, and I've never reconned it, so I don't know what I'm in for. Could be good, could be bad, but I got my 50mm tires this time. Lesson learned from right across Florida: walk less. So that's the goal of this trip: walk less. But so far, this is a paved day, paved road day, and you know, obviously not as fast as riding a bike, I'm riding a bike. Not as fast as riding a road bike. I call this my 71-pound gravel bike with all its gear on it. And, but you know, cruising along, making decent time. Little stop and go through Daytona. That was kind of a, you know, it was what it was. Stop and go, stop lights, stop signs, traffic. But out here on coast to coast, this is just beautiful. I mean, I've been riding this now, what, 15 miles, 10, 15 miles, and it feels like I may have seen like 2 or 3 other riders. It's just gorgeous out here. Have a look.
So day one was altogether a positive success, and I camped at Gemini Springs. Located right on the coast-to-coast trail, primitive camping is free at Gemini Springs for one night if you're bikepacking. You can check out the Volusia County website for information about reservations. Each campsite is equipped with a fire ring, picnic table, lantern hook pole, grill, and groomed sand. All are in proximity of restrooms.
Well, that's not what I expected. What do you do when you make a mistake like that? Well, you get breakfast. That's what you do.